I'm going to try to explain to you why you shouldn't trust your brain. Because guess what? Your brain doesn't trust you. Just think about it for a second. You wake up, you do the wrong choice. You probably pick up your phone. You get up, you make another wrong decision. You probably get up and do something else that you shouldn't do. For example, let's say you go to your job, you come back home. After that, what you should probably be doing is exercise or not watch Netflix while eating Doritos, right? But guess what? You make the wrong decision again. Those choices, there are thousands of them every single day, and you take almost all of them the wrong way. Your brain literally builds a database of the reasons why not trust you. Just think about it for a second. If there was two of you, and the second one was watching you, would you, the second you that is watching you, would you trust yourself while you see that that person, the you that is taking the action, is doing the wrong decision every time? You go to a lunch, you order a dessert when you know you should be eating healthy. You come back home, you eat junk food when you should be not doing that, and better yet, exercising. You yourself would not trust you. Your brain is the same way. It doesn't trust you anymore. You do the things that are actively harming you every single decision every day. All you do is sabotage yourself. You are literally on self-sabotage mode 24/7. All you do is set yourself up for failure. No wonder you don't trust yourself. So think of this story. Maybe the person in your life, they probably around 2 or 3 times in a month, they get to the point where they get so frustrated that they make such big plans. They say they're fed up with that. They're going to change that, right? They promise themselves that they will never get to that point ever again. And once they get to the point of action, they underdeliver. Or worse, they just don't do anything. Exactly at that point, there are 2 things happening there. The first one is when they do actually deliver, your brain starts to trust you just a tiny bit more. And the second one, when you underdeliver or just not do it, when you break your promise to yourself, your brain adds another reason to not trust you. Your brain adds another reason to stop believing in you, that is, yourself. If you try to extrapolate that reasoning even more, you would probably come to the conclusion that your brain will actively start to do things that will prevent you from achieving what you want. Just think about it. Again, if you were looking at yourself from third person, you would just not care about doing something to get what that person wants, because they are going to sabotage themselves anyway, so why does it matter? So you just do that, nothing, or inaction, or worse, you actively try to prevent them from doing something, from achieving what they want. That is yourself. Okay, it might be easy to think of it in this way when it's a big story, when it happens 2 or 3 times in a month. Let's start from the morning. When you wake up, what is the first thing that you do? For 90% of people, it's grab their phone. You yourself know what you should be doing. You should get up, you should go to the bathroom, you should probably drink some water. You should take care of yourself. You should not be looking at your phone for 30 minutes in the morning. That's not what you should be doing. Your brain trusts you a little bit less. You go about your day, it's the morning, maybe it's breakfast. What do you eat for breakfast? Is it healthy? Why do you even eat breakfast? You don't need food in the morning. You're not going to die from that. Your breakfast will actively stop you from performing at your best. You are wired in that way. You perform your best when you're hungry. Your brain thinks that you don't need that, trusts you a little bit less. Again, what is the next thing that you do? If you're a student, probably the next thing that you do is go to school. What do you, for example, do during your commute? Do you watch some bullshit anime or TV series or listen to some shit rap music? What do you do? Maybe you listen to audiobooks. Maybe you read books, which is even better. Maybe you don't do anything, you sleep. I don't know. Just remember that every smallest decision will affect your level of trusting yourself, believing in yourself, either negative or positive. It will not stay the same. Every decision you make will ripple through your life in decades, maybe even next month. You don't know. But it will eventually catch up to you. The consequences of your actions will catch up to you eventually. The next thing, what do you do during your school? For example, in a college studying for a degree that you actually need. What do you do during your classes? Do you listen to your professor? Do you actually take notes, or do you sleep again? When you come back from school, again, example with students, right? When you come back from your school, what do? You should probably be exercising. You should probably eat healthy. You should probably not watch and waste your time on Netflix or anime or bullshit. But when you make the wrong decision, your trust goes down. For example, everything happened, you're preparing for your sleep. If you do, some people don't. For example, let's say your evening routine, for some people routine is watching Netflix or eating in their bed or doing something worse. You yourself can feel that when you make the wrong decision, when you take the wrong path, when you're doing something that is actively harming you. You know it is wrong. You know it harms you. It actively prevents you from something that you want. You still do it. The decisions that I listed just now, they're less than 1% of what you make every day. It all compounds. Over time, it is going to catch up with you. So every time, every decision you make, every time you sit at a cafe, on a table looking at a menu, don't order a fucking Kit Kat or some fucking dessert. Don't order a dessert, order some juice, for example, or order water, or don't just leave. You probably don't even need to. If you want to eat something, you know what to do, right? Don't order junk food. Don't eat junk food. When you don't believe in yourself right now, if every time you make the right decision, if every time you take the decision that will actively better your life, eventually, inevitably, your brain is going to trust you. You yourself is going to start believing in yourself. But until you defeat those monsters, those little monsters in your life, they are going to prevent you from moving up to the next level. The wrong decisions that you make every single day will eventually compound into something either massively negative that you can't even imagine right now, or massively positive that again you can't even imagine right now. Just remember that the decision you are making is going to matter always. When you literally feel like that decision is not going to matter, it is going to ripple through your life to the point where you're not going to believe that it was the starting point. Make the choice of a winner. Deliver on your promises. Don't ever, ever, ever break your promises. If you break your promise to yourself, which is the worst thing that you could possibly do, you're going to trust yourself less. And when you don't trust yourself, the game is almost over.